Hello there, I'm Ken Carson, one of the owners at Xybix, and here's a quick tips and tricks on how to get your monitors mounted onto your new Xybix healthcare station. So in this package, I already have the parts out, but you've got 3 basic pieces in there. You're gonna have what we call the knuckle on the mount, and then you'll have some thumb screws, and you'll have some additional spacer screws if needed. These aren't always needed, very occasionally, but they're here if you need them. So that's the starting point. So there is a top and bottom to this. So on this portion here, the bottom's always gonna be your thumb screw to tighten this up. And then on the knuckle itself, the trick here is where you've got the horseshoe shape, that's gonna be at the top. That's going towards the top of the monitor. So now we're gonna put it on the monitor. So as you can see, I've got the monitor down on some foam, just keep it safe from scratching itself or scratching the surface. And then I'm gonna grab the thumb screws here that we will ship with this, and we'll get those started in the 4 holes, and we'll just get all those tightened up. Anytime you're screwing something in, take your time, be patient, get those first couple threads, then you go at it, make sure they're not cross-threaded. Okay, our next step before we put it on, monitor on, is we're gonna pull off this little corner cap. It's got little buttons on the end so it can snap back in, just set it off to the side. This is gonna hook into the top of the rail there, and you can see where it's gonna hook into, and we'll show you that. So I'm gonna get it upright where I can see what I'm doing. I get my hand under here, and now we're gonna go put it on. All right, so I'm holding this guy up, and I'm gonna do this top tang sticking down. I'm gonna slide that on, and it's gonna hold itself in place. Our next step then is to adjust it where we need it to be left and right on this. Usually what we're gonna do, let's get a couple other monitors on here, and then we'll do that. Once you have them located left to right on where you want them, then make sure you thread this guy up until it gets snug, and then that will lock the monitor in place. Just in case somebody bumps it, then it won't come off. So I've got what my left hand is underneath the knuckle a little bit, my right hand's on the monitor, take a little bit of weight off of it, and then I'm gonna slide this one over where I need it. And I'm not quite sure where I need it yet, so I'm just gonna park it there, but let's get the second monitor on there, and then we'll do a little tweaking and get it figured out, and then we'll add the third monitor. Make sure this guy's all the way down before we hang it on there. And then I've got my thumb screws here, and we'll get those guys out of the package. And I'm just gonna go around and get all these tightened into place. Same as before, I'm gonna pick this guy up, make sure everything pointing down, bottom of monitor, up right here. So there's 2 adjustments on the knuckle here. The one closer to the monitor, that's gonna adjust the friction for our pan and tilt and make it harder to adjust. So kind of depending on the way of the monitor, or if your people want to adjust the monitors back and forth, up and down a little bit, we don't see a lot of that. The next one allows it to slide. This is gonna slide up and down on this bar. And so this is nice to set it where we wanna set it before we get it up there, but you can still adjust the monitor up and down once it's on the arc. So I'm gonna grab under here, I just like that, it's safe. I'm gonna slide this monitor on just like I did the other one. So I'm gonna get this top tang lined up here. And then I'm kind of picking up a little bit of weight off of it. So I'm gonna push this guy over and get it lined up with this other monitor. And then we'll do some other adjustments here in a little bit. We're gonna add the third monitor now. We're gonna do pretty much the same procedure here. I'm gonna pop off a little black cover, set that down, don't lose it. We're gonna slide off this monitor mount. Now, this is not a nice diagnostic monitor. It's not nearly as thick as the other ones. And what we'd like to do is make sure the monitor are real close to being the same distance from your eyes. So this is what we call our scissor mount. We're gonna mount that in the back here, so that kind of adds some of the depth to this so we can get it close, and then you have some adjustments from there. So we're gonna do the same thing now. We're gonna get it mounted to this monitor, starting with, let's make sure, I'm gonna back this threaded screw all the way out, and to right about there, you can see it just disappears in there. Slide this down. So now we're gonna mount this to the monitor with the same thumb screws we had earlier. All right, I'm gonna slide this one on just like we did the other one. So I'm gonna get this top tang in the top groove here. So we're gonna slide this over to where we think we need it. Here's our cap, really easy. Buttons, the taller part goes up, and we're just gonna push this guy right back in, easy as that. Keep it tidy, keep it looking clean. If you have any questions about how to get the monitors mounted and anything like that, usually our installers there, and they can point you in the right direction and help you. We want you guys to be responsible for your own monitors. We try not to touch the monitors too much. If you got any other questions about this, anything Xybix related, hit us up, we're here to help.